Okay, so we talked about why AI might be wonderful. How it could abolish aging, abolish disease, give us centuries of scientific progress, lead to a human wealth and flourishing and comfort like the world has never seen. And certainly technologies in the past, even though everyone thought they were scary to begin with, have tended to make life very good. So that's the optimistic point of view. Now let's talk about the pessimistic point of view. What could go wrong? And of course, all technologies have a going wrong thing as well. Now, one thing that could be a problem is just the byproduct of the success. For example, many technologies have made something easier, which seems like a good thing, but it's had unexpected side effects. For example, recent progress in fiber optics and electronics has allowed the price of communication to dramatically drop, international communication. I can now call my parents in England for nothing over WhatsApp. Wonderful, cheap, easy communication. But of course, there's a side effect that now you get bombarded by spam calls from call centres overseas. Transport has become much easier and much cheaper relative to people's incomes, which means more people travel, which gives you over-tourism and floods of migrants who would never have been able to afford to move to other countries 100 years ago. So if we abolish aging, well, does that mean that Donald Trump and Rupert Murdoch are still going to be running the world 1,000 years from now? It's always been a benefit to the world to have elderly tyrants die off. So there could be a lot of side effects of the benefits. One thing that occurred to me, for example, is we know that it's quite possible to automate the work that lawyers do using AIs. Now, right now, going to law, suing someone is a very difficult and expensive process. You only do it in the worst case. So it's great. Maybe this is democratizing it. It used to be that only the rich people could afford lawyers. If you have AI lawyers, it's going to be wonderful. Everyone can have a lawyer. But if everyone has a lawyer, that means everyone's going to sue everybody else. Oh, I didn't like my grade, I'll sue my lecturer. Oh, that student was too noisy, I'll sue him. You could easily imagine the entire world being paralyzed with AI lawsuits in vast profusion. So that's one worry, that by making the world better, we have unexpected side effects that make things much worse. One thing that's scaring a lot of people is the idea of auto-hacking. Once you have AIs that are really good at hacking computers, you can imagine, it's already a major problem, people hacking computers, malware and so on, but just imagine there are teams in some Russian or North Korean basement of AIs systematically going through every computer in the world trying to hack it with the most advanced techniques. Certainly a problem and scaring governments. Presumably you need good AIs constantly fighting to defend your networks against these things. Now, of course, every new technology gets used for war. So the Industrial Revolution, people were able to build much better bridges and boats and cars, and of course that turned into World War I and the carnage in the trenches when all these same technologies were used to massacre vast numbers of people. We're already seeing AI-enabled killer drones in vast numbers in Ukraine. So absolutely, this technology is going to be incredibly useful for warfare, and that might lead to more warfare and people being killed in vast numbers. Every other technology in the past has been used for warfare, after all. Totalitarian surveillance. You have many countries on the world today which are totalitarian, where the people are not allowed to say what they think, they're not allowed to vote, and anybody who disagrees with the government disappears. This, of course, is nothing new. There have been totalitarian states throughout all history, from the Queen Elizabeth in England 500 years ago with their spy service. But in the past, a totalitarian government has never been able to totally work out what people are doing. You've had the privacy of your own room and your own conversations. In principle, they could bug everything like in 1984, but then who listens to all the bugs and watches it, and can you trust them? But now you can have a perfect totalitarian system where carefully trained AIs monitor every word everyone says all the time, every look, every feeling, every movement, and rebelling against it is completely impossible. So you could imagine a totalitarian evil government taking over, and then in the past there have been revolutions and these things have broken down, but this could be perfect, enforced by AI, and all of human progress stops and we become locked in some hellish totalitarian government for all the rest of time. Many people are obsessing about deepfakes. It's certainly possible now to use AI to produce very convincing fake images, videos or audio. This is being used, for example, you could impersonate someone. People could probably record my videos and image and duplicate my voice and try and use it to persuade my family to give over all our money or something like that. So one big problem already at the time of writing, we're just in the middle of yet another Middle Eastern war, which has seen a vast profusion of AI-generated fake images of downed planes and things like this. Part of the issue isn't so much the fakes as that people won't trust real images anymore. If every image can be faked, then real images, which in the past you might get an image of the policeman beating someone and that can cause riots, but if these can be faked, people just won't respond. People might just retreat and not believe anything they see anywhere. One hellish future possibility, at least I thought it was hellish, was from a recent podcast with Mark Zuckerberg, the director of Meta, Facebook, talking about how he saw AI in the future of social media. His claim was that lots of people, many people in the world, are very lonely, and that AIs could produce the companionship, the conversation that everyone wants. I think he's absolutely right. Already many young people like interacting with AIs more than other people. It's easy to imagine that AI could be a much better friend and companion than another human. I mean, other humans have their own interests, whereas AI is only interested in being the best possible friend to you. You could easily imagine a world where everyone only interacts with AI boyfriends and girlfriends, AI friends, AI partners, AI therapists, and because they're all optimized to you and their only mission is to give you what you want and personalized, that would be so good that real humans can't possibly compete. Maybe that's a very good thing, but to me it seems pretty hellish. Killer science is one issue. If we really are going to cause science to advance like 100 years every 10 years, who knows what dangerous things we could find? I mean, once upon a time, 1940, the human race didn't really have the ability to wipe out the human race. Then we invented atom bombs, and since then we've lived with the possibility that we have the technology to kill all ourselves. So in the last 100 years, we've maybe come up with two technologies, maybe biochemistry, we could bioengineer some horrible virus and kill our soul off, or nuclear weapons. So let's imagine we have AI, that might be the third technology that's capable of wiping us all out, as we'll see later. But what new science is going to come up? We've been very lucky that the ways of killing the human race have been very difficult, like nuclear weapons. Yes, nuclear weapons can wipe out everybody, but it's incredibly expensive and difficult to produce nuclear weapons. So it's beyond the capability of most countries, let alone some individual terrorist somewhere. What happens if the AI finds a way that you can build nuclear weapons in your basement, or bioweapons in your basement, or some totally new technology we haven't even thought about yet? So it could be that the AIs don't kill us, but the AIs allow us to kill ourselves by making technology faster, and that we discover something that is easy and cheap and allows people to wipe out the human race. And of course, if it's possible, someone will probably do it. That person who wants to be a serial killer or a mass shooter will now use the AI to come up with some lethal thing and kill out far more people. And finally, of course, maybe AI could take all jobs, but that's a topic for the next video.